This is LA Noire Part 17, the epic conclusion of the Vice Desk Manifest Destiny.
Sounds total. That was
Total.
terrible. I don't even know what I was going for there. Let's ignore that. Let's just play. Just press play.
No, I want to explore this a little more.
What? No, you don't. No, you don't. Wow, what an interesting opening splash screen, Matt. You should come join me.
All right. Let's hit play. You ready?
Yeah. Okay, I take it back. This is really boring. Why did we start here?
I don't know. It's just science, man.
Okay, there's going to be a diner.
Nope. No, there's not.
Oh. Sounds total.
Earl Phelps, a shooting at the 111 Club, 6232 Hollywood Boulevard.
Sounds like a homicide beef.
Two of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying
Army surplus morphine.
Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
I say we bust in there.
This morphine feels like the central theme of the Vice Desk.
You think?
It's not very subtle.
No. Haha.
A dead judge. It's not good.
Hey, look, it's the Bunko division.
Everyone has their vices. Even you, Phelps.
I didn't see.
Oh. One of the doors was labeled Bunko division. Which I guess was one of the cut desks.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, cool. Yeah, it is interesting that we don't spend very much time in the Hollywood Police Department. If you're playing the retail game, it's only 3 desks here. Or 3 cases at this desk.
Huh.
In this office, this building. So would make sense.
Yeah, though we're not taking Roy's car?
No, I just have no idea how to exit this police station.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted to show off the front of the police station because we hadn't had a chance to see it yet.
Yeah, there's a newspaper seller you could run over instead of the hot dog vendor.
You want to do an over-under on me doing a U-turn and hitting part of this wall?
I mean, hitting the wall is one thing. What I want to see is then you drive straight on, head first into a dead-end alley. That's my favorite part. Okay, so Roy's still coming, and I don't want to miss the conversation.
I just like playing with them.
Oh, you took a different
Still
exit.
found a way to hit
Parker
something.
and Green are going toe-to-toe for the top job. There's a change in the wind.
About time.
This wind will be like a tornado, Phelps. Parker's got a puritanical streak. You never know we'll get swept up in a thing like that.
What are these names?
Parker and Green, I have no idea.
I assume leadership of the police department?
Yeah, and I'm also assuming the vice captain is one of them. But I have no idea which one.
I wonder if there were some cut cases in there. It's interesting.
It's the next left.
Maybe not.
I don't know. So, all of the main cases... No, that's not true. The second main case was the setup, which had nothing to do with morphine.
It's true.
Homicide guys are already inside.
Is it going to be Bukowski and Galloway again?
Bukowski.
Yep.
Phelps. Back again. We're here about the morphine.
Over by the bandstand. You can see what's left of the owner, Eddie McGoldrick, 26, former Marine.
I know Eddie McGoldrick. He was a non-com in my old unit.
I'm sorry to hear that, Cole. Waitress said he recently came into some money and bought the club.
Who are the other Vics?
2 musicians, Biddleston and Bow. And get this, they used to be in a 4-piece, but the trombone player
Wait,
and drummer
no.
OD'd.
Don't tell me. Lamont and Tyree? We've met the rest of the band.
Now they're a no-piece.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest. You might want a word with the hostess, too. I'll keep her company until you're
But
ready.
the 2 black guys played trumpet and violin. Didn't they?
Oh,
Those were the instruments in their apartment,
yeah, people can play more than one instrument.
I guess.
Must have pumped a dozen rounds into him. Certainly sends a message.
Does that Marine raise any flags for you?
When you're
Not
ready to have a civil
specifically, no.
conversation, we can try again.
Trying to think what I was going to say. Oh, definitely, the nightclub shooting thing definitely is a good trope to pull in for any story about the mafia
Yeah, I agree.
or the
They really
mob.
did a good job with their reference throughout this entire game. I think they hit on all the important tropes.
Yeah. Or at least every trope they hit on was utilized correctly.
Right.
Ugh, I said utilized. Why'd I do that? I hate that word. Like, as it was coming out of my mouth, I'm like, no, don't do this.
It's so total.
Now, what the hell does that mean?
I don't know, man. You're the one who went to Harvard. You're smarter than me.
Well maintained, custom case.
I assume it's some play on Manifest Destiny. No, it's just you misspeaking. Total silence.
What's that click?
Click? You mean in the soundtrack?
Mm-hmm.
That click right there? Can he hear the soundtrack? What?
Neat trick. The case must have cost more.
Did it
than
come from
we thought.
Ramez Removals?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Oh, the Blue Room. Now, was it just you had to pick each one up and put it back down?
He kept his stash close at hand.
I either got really lucky, or yeah.
What were the other things in there?
It didn't let me investigate them.
Huh.
How many shooters do you think this was? Was the club empty? Or did they run in and shoot the ceiling a few times and then everyone fled and then they killed their targets?
Could be. I mean, there's a lot of chaos and tipped over tables and stuff. And either these guys didn't try to defend themselves, or they didn't have guns, or their guns were taken from them.
Do we have a new source, or is this coming from what's left in circulation?
Surprised you didn't get to investigate the other body that was leaning up against the bar.
Yeah.
Cigarettes?
Ton of them.
Dozen packs to a carton, 100 cartons or more. Looks like a couple of months' supply.
Huh. Oh, one of these is going to open up a secret passageway, isn't it?
That's what I was thinking, yeah. That's what I was expecting.
These look brand new. Never fired. Haven't been degreased yet.
What is a BAR?
We could check on the serial numbers.
Type of
This guy
rifle.
hunting for bear? Look at
Oh,
these things.
okay. Yes.
They're BARs. You get the odd guy who sneaks one of them home from the war. How did he get 3 of them?
Maybe there were 3 guys who snuck them home from the
Army
war.
surplus morphine, Army surplus weapons, Army surplus valors. Sound
Oh.
familiar?
We should get back to the station and check the details of what exactly was lifted from that ship.
Take a look around, Phelps. Looks like a straightforward execution.
I did not know that Valor was the military cigarette.
Find anything interesting?
But the giant crate of cigarettes is consistent with
Ma'am,
something.
I'm Detective Phelps,
Yeah.
Administrative Vice Squad.
Welcome to the 111 Club, Detective. Feels like I've had half the LAPD in here today already.
The hostess.
Any idea who did the shooting?
No idea. It was my day off.
Truth.
If I had been here, honey, I'd be full of holes just like the others.
You want to level with me, miss, before we start taking an interest in you?
This place has been on the slide for years. Eddie turns up, buys the club, then we start getting visits from tough guys. Next thing you know, we have the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Are you getting the picture?
It's an odd reference.
Tell us about Eddie.
Eddie didn't know a thing about running a nightclub. He came into some money and waltzed in and bought the place. The previous owner thought all his Christmases had come at once.
Where do you think he got the money?
My guess was that he was selling the sort of quality product that you don't need to advertise.
Thank you for your help, ma'am.
Eddie was in over his head, but he was a decent boss.
So maybe this happened after the psychiatrist, Harlan, I guess, bought out Courtney and the rest of the army guys. This is what Eddie did with his share of the money.
Sure. But why would they kill him? If it wasn't over if the morphine was already distributed.
Couldn't kill you, but knowing the wrong people in this city.
I don't know then.
But you think he was involved in the theft?
Seems likely, given what we know about how the theft happened in general. But I don't know for sure. I just feel like if one of his partners or squad mates had been killed before Courtney went to see Harlan, we would have heard about it. Like, he would have been freaking out about that really badly.
Yep.
They didn't even try to crack the safe.
Wait a second. They also didn't take the morphine he had because the cops found it.
Another day, another dollar.
Yeah.
You all seem to be standing around.
So it was
Huh.
just to send a message?
Yeah. Interesting.
So maybe that's a
May-
message for the other guys.
Yeah, maybe they don't know where the morphine went to, and so they're putting pressure on the veterans to say, hey, we're not done with you, we'll take you out one by one, etc.
Because they could tell that this guy had cashed out because
How
he
well
bought
did
the
you know
nightclub.
the owner?
Mm-hmm.
Goldrick? Well enough. He was in my unit.
That's some cruel irony. You survive the war, then get blown to pieces back home.
I didn't realize it was so close, or I would have let him finish the conversation.
Yeah. That one wasn't as interesting as some of the others. I feel like we already had that mentioned.
This is our first time exploring the Blue Room.
Yep. What are we here for exactly? Like, we know that
We
one of the
found a
musicians had a ticket to this place.
I guess we're just getting character information on the musicians, on the dead musicians. We're
Okay.
not following the Marine lead, we're following the musician lead.
Sure.
Because they were connected to the ones from the earlier case.
Yes, they were.
Take a break, boys.
We would like them to stay, Miss Lickman. We're making inquiries into the recent deaths of 4 musicians.
Since when have the police cared about dead black men?
Good point. We don't. What we care about is 2 tons of Army surplus morphine showing up on the street. If you care about working in this town, you better give me something on Biddleston and Bow, or their knucklehead buddies Tyree and Lamont.
And this is your idea of making inquiries under Sturmführer?
I've told you 1,000 times about speaking that German gibberish at me, Elsa.
Roy, how about you get a drink while I see to this?
Roy has some issues
Will you
with
sit
her.
down?
I think it's because she's German in the same way that it's because the other guys are African.
Hmm.
You know what he's capable of.
Ask your questions, head officer. We have work to do.
People are dying of overdoses. If you know anything about it, you need to tell me.
I can't help you.
A lot of cats are into the thing. There's nothing special about your boys.
You can do this the easy way with me, or I can call my partner back over. I can assure you he's a lot less sensitive.
You think your threats frighten me?
Black man don't supply nothing. You think there's a black man in this town holding on to 2 tons of morphine? He'd be dead in a minute. White man supplies, black man buys.
My partner mentioned a couple of names. You recognize them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't believe you. You knew these men.
And how would you like to prove that, detective?
Didn't they announce it when we walked in? I don't know. Maybe it's a doubt.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake
I
the
feel
tree
like
to
she
see
did
what falls out.
announce
Yeah.
that she knew them.
I don't know.
The only way you're going to get rid of me is to give me an answer.
I knew Cornell. We worked together a few years ago. He loved the music, but the music didn't love him.
What?
What's that mean?
Yeah.
It means that he just wasn't that good. He was a sad, lonely cat.
Boys, take 5 minutes, please. I need to have a private word with the officer. Why do you ask people to risk talking about a subject that could have them jailed?
Drugs are against the law, Elsa.
And you're so full of courage, you have never felt ashamed.
This is getting us nowhere.
Do you think you'll win your war against narcotics?
It's not my war. It's against the law. My job is to prosecute the laws of this city.
Do you think you can stop people from needing drugs, detective?
I'm asking the questions here.
Then why do you come to me with your stupid questions? You know who controls the drugs in this city.
It's not enough to just survive, Elsa. You have to try and make the world a better place.
Brave words. Very noble. But words are just words, Corphelps.
She's right. We need to pay a visit to the mixer.
Cohen? Do you know where to find him?
This time of day, you'll find him holding court at the Macambo.
He can wait. There's something I need to be sure of. Give me till tomorrow morning.
What's his angle?
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, partner.
I hope this case isn't doing the thing the last one did, where there's stuff going on inside his head that we don't understand.
I have no idea why we're following this woman right now. Do you?
Because she clearly knows something that she doesn't want to tell us.
Yeah, but it has to do with the dead junkies and not about the army morphine or the mob hit, right? Or do you think she knows something about the mob?
No, but I think she knows. It sounded like she, I mean, out of context, we as players know she knows something about the morphine. But I think it's reasonable to conclude from that last interrogation that she knows about the drugs.
Like, who still has drugs?
Yeah. Like, she as much as said, I need drugs, I use drugs, is this really a problem for you? So I don't think it's unreasonable to spend some time seeing where she goes immediately after learning that the police are interested in the drugs. She uses the morphine after all. It's a bit of a stretch, but I can see it as a valid piece of intuition.
No, that's fair. You did a good job explaining it. I'm bought in.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
I also find it really interesting that Cole has clearly developed some sort of odd relationship with her. Not a romantic one, just they've met, they know each other at least a bit, and that's all happened off screen.
Yeah, right?
Like, they showed us a one-shot of him going into the club and watching her, and Roy mentioned at one point, but we haven't actually seen them interact until now, and it's not quite what I was expecting.
Well, similarly, we haven't seen any shots of his wife or kids. They've only made mention of him very briefly.
Yep,
we
since
don't
the
know
opening
very much about his
cinematic.
personal life at all.
Yeah.
They mentioned him a few times. We haven't seen him since the opening cinematic.
Right. The Pelican!
Ha!
What?
Hophead Den? Or just her house?
I don't know, but Cole's clearly not sure of himself here. Huh. Interesting.
Odd choice to have no dialogue in that exchange.
Yes.
Laziness
LAPD,
or
we're looking for Mayor
stylistic?
Cohen. I believe he has lunch here.
There's not going to be any trouble, is there?
Which table?
Number 3, if you'll follow me.
Yeah, I mean, they never made it explicit what Cole was actually there for.
I think it was laziness, though. I think they could have had a couple lines of dialogue there.
LAPD. We have some questions
Hi,
regarding...
Mickey. How's it hanging?
Fine. Just fine, Roy. I see you brought Iga Beaver along. Hope he's not going to put the shakes on me again.
Cole Phelps, Mickey Cohen.
Good afternoon.
He has manners. Aren't you a little green for this kid?
Meet Johnny Stompanato, Cole. He has the biggest schlong in Hollywood and the smallest gun. Or maybe that's the other way around. I can never quite remember.
You're a funny guy, Roy. Haven't I always said what a funny guy Roy is? And how much fun it would be to get together with him sometime.
Poor Johnny. He's the dark, sensitive type. He's a serviceman too, Cole. Johnny was at Okinawa.
You were in the crotch?
6th Marines.
The lieutenant who won the Silver Star up on Sugarloaf. I've heard of you.
Something like that.
All right, have we finished flirting? You got something to discuss, Roy, or are you going to stand around beating the meat while my lunch gets cold?
We have some questions.
Do I need my lawyer?
Oh, we got Marines on all sides.
Selling stolen morphine. He had 1/3 of the shipment.
Old news, kid. I don't know anything about what Lenny was up to.
So I'm supposed to believe that you don't know what happened to the rest of the shipment?
Lenny, God rest his soul, was a moron. He was family, though, and I haven't made a beef about that, so count yourself lucky, kid. The H is a filthy habit, and I don't condone it. The simple solution would be to have all the dope fiends put down.
So you don't know where he got the morphine?
I'll bring you coffee.
Kid, ask a question you might get an answer to.
Yeah, no kidding. Bizarre
You
approach.
believe there's a link between a group of Marines and the morphine stolen from the SS Coolidge. One of those Marines was shot to death in a club last night.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
So you haven't heard anything about what happened at the 111 Club?
What can I say, kid? I'm shocked that in the land of opportunity, Uncle Sam's finest feel the need to resort to crime. It's a dangerous business. I can attest to that. I'd recommend they get out of the life. Quickly.
You don't even need to
A few
read him.
Negroes
Just
saying goodbye on the sidewalk will never make the papers, Mickey. But we had a judge in Pasadena say adios the other day. Prominent white people popping their clogs makes everyone nervous.
You know dope has never been my thing, Roy. It's always been for schmendricks like Jack D and Jimmy Utley. But I'll ask around and I'll get back to you. Hey, you boys want some lunch? How about a drink?
We'll take a rain check on that. Come on, Cole, we're leaving.
We have to cut that dope. It looks bad with people dying.
We have to get the rest of it. There's no way of watering down the stuff in those little packages. We have to put the squeeze on those guys and get the rest of it.
They don't seem the type to frighten that easy.
We'll see.
yeah, you didn't need to
That's
read his
revealing.
expressions. Just know he's a mobster and he's lying.
About Brenda.
Who is Brenda?
What's going on here?
Brenda is LA's most famous madam.
And everyone knows it?
Of course everyone knows. Brenda pays her way.
Are we cops or a collection agency?
Whores have been around since the Bible. Our job is to keep it off the street so Joe Citizen and his wife can stroll around unmolested.
Then we should change the law.
Are you out of your mind? Every politician in America is against prostitution, except when they're using them.
So where does Stoker come in?
He objects to the LAPD and the administration taking its cut.
Is everyone in on this?
Yeah, and that's the problem. From a little acorn does a large tree grow. He could bring the whole thing crashing down on us.
Aren't you supposed to be working,
Sir, do you know which robbery detectives are working the Army surplus theft from the Coolidge?
Caldwell and McManus? I saw Caldwell in the squad room not long ago if you want to speak to him.
Thank you, sir. We'll do that.
This way.
There's a lot of threads in this case.
There's a lot of cutscenes in this case. I mean, again, they're...
You worked with Caldwell, Cole. Go catch up. Get the scoop on the investigation.
Huh.
So is this our very first partner?
Got a minute?
No, it's
Sure, Cole,
alluding to one
anytime.
of the cut desks.
You've been working the docks robbery on the SS
Oh.
Coolidge?
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you see it?
Inside job. Either the guys working the wharves or some of the guys on the ship.
What else was taken apart from the morphine?
Case of BARs, case of Thompsons, crate of Valor smokes.
Homicide just recovered 3 BARs and a mountain of cigarettes at a shooting at the 111 Club.
No kidding. I better get over there.
Do you have a copy of the manifest?
Yeah. Here it is.
I happen to have it open right in front of me.
So, how do
It's a shame we didn't get to work with this guy as a partner.
Yeah.
The 111 Club.
The serial numbers on the rifles, presumably.
The bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap.
Parker,
Is it as easy as touching the 4 things that are circled?
Hey.
To link up to the names. Courtney Sheldon.
Oh, if the guy who got shot, what was his name? Was that Eddie?
Nick Goldrick.
Yeah.
Find the goddamn evidence. I want to make homicide. You know you made it.
Why are you tapping random things, Matt?
Because I haven't figured it out yet.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm really confused.
Clearly.
I think it actually is as easy as you need to touch the big giant circles.
I guess so.
500,000 cigarettes loose on the streets of L.A.
I want to make homicide. You know you made it.
The canary says he'll sing. But only if I
This is the crate we recovered. Here's our backroom arsenal from the 111 Club.
I say we bust
Enough to
in
arm
there and
3
find the
companies.
goddamn evidence.
Some of these guys are from my old
Meh.
unit. They must have finally shipped home. Kelso, Sheldon, Goldrick.
McGoldrick was on the boat?
Sure, we checked him out.
Goldrick bought the 111 Club, Harry. His brains are all over the bar.
Looks like whoever stole the dope is getting muscled.
By whom?
Dragner or Cohen. They control the hop.
Detectives, KGPL's going crazy. Shots fired at 1384 North Bronson. Some guy with an automatic spraying a Hollywood bus. They want every car. Go!
Fascinating. Yeah, this is much less a case and more just a day in the life, kind of.
Yeah, that's a really good way of looking at it. Actually, I'm just realizing this is the first time Cole's learning about all the things that we've been reading in the papers.
True, yeah.
So he just now knows that Kelso and Sheldon are back in the equation, even though we've seen countless cutscenes with them.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to lose track of that fact.
Hey, you took the short way around this time, even if you took the wrong door out. Huh. This is really interesting, and like the end of Homicide, it's a very different gameplay style. Oh, come on! You miss the other building, and then you hit the rail. Jesus! You're making up for lost time again.
I'm a very good driver.
Yes. I gotta admit, I don't even know why they bothered going and asking those questions of Mickey Cohen. Like, what were they possibly expecting to get out of that encounter?
Unless they just wanted to let him know that he's pushing the limits. Like, he's got police interest. Like, he needs to back off a little bit.
Mr. Cohen, you have at least a 2-star wanted level now.
Exactly. So yeah, I can crash through, like, you know, street lights, fences, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, the wooden picket fence?
Well, I want to see the guy in the house come out and just start staring at you. They're driving around, crashing into his fence with the siren blaring.
He's like, well, that's why I built that titanium fence. Everybody laughed at me when I was installing it, but here you go.
Cole should be very thankful that this was the years before iPhone cameras and YouTube.
Oh, man. We say as we upload this video to YouTube.
Yeah. Is there one of the military guys on the bus, presumably.
Or this guy likes killing women and children. I mean, it's possible that all these events could be unrelated. Certainly the Madam thing seems really unrelated.
True.
And the power struggle that we overheard at the very beginning of this case, like, that doesn't make any sense. Actually, and the Elsa sideline. There's like a lot of threads going on right
Yep.
here.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
You know, even though we haven't gotten much of a storyline with this particular case, I'm really enjoying it. I want to know what happens next, all that stuff.
Yeah. I like your description, a day in the life. That's what it feels like.
And it's also sort of a day in life where everything starts falling apart.
Right. I feel like this means there were lots of different designers in this game, and they all had different levels, and they built them with their own style, you know?
Mhm.
And sometimes that can be disastrous, but in a game like this, it's actually kind of cool how every case has its own unique flavor, you know?
Yeah. Alright, how many casualties?
Although he sort of looked like he wasn't shooting to kill. I mean, there were people on that bus. Well, he shot out the windows, but there were people on that bus alive. And
Yep.
a lot of bullets in the side of it.
How did no one think to sniper? Sure, he was sniping. How did no other police officer think to climb the goddamn fire escape?
I don't know.
Phone number and restaurant table.
Bocamba is where we just met Mickey Cohen.
Yep.
Oh.
His name is Mayor, M-E-Y-E-R, but I thought that they were referring to him as Mayor like he runs the city.
Huh. Was the bus driver one of the military guys?
Hmm. I've never found something of interest on a corpse's hand since homicide.
Fair enough. Check his neck. Maybe he was strangled. We don't know.
Bet you it's from the Marines.
It's one of the BARs.
No. Wait, that's not what he was using to shoot before, is it?
Yeah.
He was shooting way too fast for...
A hunting rifle?
Yeah.
That guy. Felix Alvaro.
He's one of the guys.
I'm not enough of a gun guy to be able to
Looks like McGoldrick wasn't
comment on
I don't know. I'm not a gun person, but
Hey, Alvaro.
Hey, Lieutenant. He's just a plain detective now, Chico.
Who's the judge?
Yep, you were right.
It's my partner, Roy Earl. We just want to find out what happened.
What happened is that someone took a shot at my bus. And then cops turned up and start treating me like I'm some sort of Pachuco punk. Our people have been in California for over 300 years.
Very fucking admirable, Felix.
You hear anything about the big heist on the Coolidge?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what happened?
Not much. Cops came and interviewed me and all the other guys on the ship.
I was down at the 111 Club this morning, waiting for the medical examiner to scrape Eddie McGoldrick's brains off the bar. You want to tell me anything about that?
I heard that Eddie came into some money. Too bad he didn't keep a low profile. It's a tough break to get through Okinawa and then have to buy it back home.
Who's shooting at you, Felix?
How the fuck do I know?
The dead guy on the roof works for Mickey Cohen. Why would Cohen want you dead?
Man, I don't know anything about Mickey Cohen or any of those gangsters.
That just means that the gangsters know about him, though, right?
yeah.
Your name was in the sniper's notebook. Level with me, Felix.
Cohen thinks
I guess
because
that's
we were
enough.
on the boat, we have the morphine. Courtney's meeting those guys to sort it out.
Courtney Sheldon?
Yeah. You remember Sheldon, don't you, Cole?
Yep.
Be in touch, Felix.
You heard that Jack is in L.A.?
I saw his name on the manifest.
He's been here a couple of months. Sure glad to see you got over your wound, Lieutenant. I mean, Detective.
Kelso and Sheldon, we didn't get along with either of them, right?
Nope.
He's been under fire before.
You buying his story?
Not for a minute.
Though I gather that, like, from that last military cutscene, that Cole was starting to understand Sheldon's point of view. Understand Kelso's point of view.
Right.
Like, you could see Kelso coming up and Cole just feeling really ashamed, in a way.
Phelps, batch 1247.
But Sheldon was just nuts.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Jack Kelso.
Just a second. Jack Kelso, apartment 4, 1408 North El Centro Avenue, Hollywood.
Thanks.
Oh man, Jack is not going to be happy to see Cole.
Why are we going to Kelso and not Sheldon, though? Because he said Sheldon was the one who was meeting with the
Because
mixer.
Sheldon's insane. Like, Cole, as far as I know now, Cole's memory of Sheldon is he's like a crazy, murderer in a sense.
Right.
A
He was a
euthanizer.
company sergeant. He would never get involved in something like this.
We brace him and drag him downtown.
Won't work. He's a tough customer.
I mean, maybe it's just that he's hoping Jack... He thinks Jack is a straight-up guy. I mean, he knows Jack is a real straight-up guy, and he's hoping that he'll deal straight with him.
Yep.
I don't know why he's not also getting Courtney's address, at least, I guess, but... Interesting.
I mean, at this point, with 2 Marines almost dead, I'd put an APB out on all of them just for their own protection.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hello, Jack. This is Detective Roy Earl.
Hello, Cole.
We would like a word.
Would you like to come inside?
Actually, we'd prefer if you'd come downtown with us. Do you mind?
Do I have any choice?
No. You don't.
Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
It would be better for all of us if we discussed it at the station.
Bad move, Cole.
How have you been, Jack?
Cut the crap. You pick me up in front of my apartment like a common criminal and then expect small talk? Fuck you.
They didn't subtitle that last bit.
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't understand why they're bringing him downtown first, to be honest. Particularly that Cole's as much as said he doesn't believe Jack would have been involved in the theft itself.
I mean, at this point, like I said, it's probably as much for their own safety, right?
Yes, but why couldn't he have said that? Oh, well, Jack would have been really, really, really offended if Cole had suggested that, I guess. I don't know. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, at least he's not suggesting that now we know Mickey Cohen's after him. Let's arrest Mickey Cohen, because that would be just nuts. Wow, this is a long loading screen with lots of photos.
Yeah, right?
Why are they treating him like a suspect?
Do you know that there's a gang war going on in LA trying to recover that stolen morphine?
That has nothing to do with me.
I'm sure it would be gripping to hear more of your life story, boys, but the truth is, I don't give a fuck. You were on the boat, Kelso. What happened?
Do you really think a bunch of Marines could muscle in on the dope rackets in this town? Between the Vice Squad and the mob, I hear it's pretty sewn up.
You better watch your mouth.
Did you know that Eddie McGoldrick recently came into money and bought a nightclub?
No, I didn't know that.
And you didn't know that some mobsters blew his brains out last night?
No, I didn't.
You heard that a crate of VARs went missing?
No, I didn't.
We have knowledge into this from the
Yep.
flashbacks. We know he negotiated the morphine, which
Oh, Felix
implies that he
Alvaro
wasn't
today.
involved.
That was the truth? Huh.
How was he?
A little pale. One of Mickey Cohen's goons had emptied about 60 BAR rounds into the bus he was driving. A public bus, in the middle of Hollywood. Are you going to tell me what's going on? Or do more innocent people have to die?
Yeah, and what's in it for you, Cole? Newspapers? More glory? Another promotion? Another medal at the expense of men who fought for their country? Count me out.
What do you know about the Army surplus robbery from the Coolidge, Jack?
What I know is that on 3 separate occasions you would have been dead if it weren't for me. I don't know anything about the robbery.
Again,
People are
we
dying
know.
because morphine intended to help servicemen is being used on the street. Now we have guys from our old unit being killed by mobsters. We can put 2 and 2 together, Jack.
Gratitude isn't a concept that has much effect on you, is it, Cole?
Answer the question, Jack. Let's get this over with.
I was interviewed when the robbery took place. I don't have anything further to add.
Jack, just want information.
Bullshit, Cole. Did you seriously believe that dragging me down here would get me to give up my own guys? You call yourself a Marine? Trying to make a name for yourself with this shitheel? Look at this chump with his $200 suit and $2,000 car.
The tough guy act is really impressive. I like you, Jack. I'd like to make you for this. I really would. I'm going to be working on it and keeping an eye on you. You can go now.
Shooting, Robert Steiner, 6780 West Sunset Boulevard. Victim is a Chris Majowski.
Another name from the manifest?
Well then.
Sorry, that's my dog drinking water in the background.
How many more friends of yours are gonna get bugged
today? I'm past comment at this point, really.
Tension. That was like being trapped in an elevator with a married couple who can't decide whether they love each other or hate each other.
We go back a long way.
You went too easy on him. Next time, you leave it to me. I know how to handle that smug son of a bitch.
You don't. Jack will never give up his own men.
I believe that.
Yep.
I think that he's going to be a real tough one to crack if we decide to try and go that route.
Yeah, and I think it was a really bad call to pull him down to the
Drag
police
him
station.
downtown.
In fact, that is the opposite decision that the Cole from the last case would have made.
Shot the man.
Yeah.
And they're still here.
They went that way.
They're in that car right there. That was a little odd.
We had a chase through that diner. I'm trying to remember what case it was in.
Reefer Madness.
We did. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah! That was
I mean, it was just sitting there.
utterly pointless and cool. Yes. Yeah, I understand that they wanted to give you a chase sequence, but the timing on that makes no sense at all.
Step on it, huh? Just give me a little closer.
Like,
Yeah, it's like from it getting reported, and you responding, and you driving all the way there,
Well,
and
more
the
the
guy
point-
running outside.
the
talking
police
to you.
showing up and knowing the guy's name. Like, did the diner call in? God, there's 2 men here, and they just shot this diner. He's a regular. His name is Robert Majewski. Did you get the M-A-J?
Take a shot from here, Cole.
And the 2 gunmen just sort of like, J-E, I think. Was it W or a V? Hey, Guido, was it W or a V in Majewski?
Man.
That's not the best chosen place for a last stand.
Well, for them or for me, really.
What the hell is Roy doing? He's just sitting there,
Just chilling.
arm casually on the side of the car. Yeah,
He's
I
like,
got
I'm
a
gonna let
front
you
row
handle
seat."
this one. I'm gonna let you handle this one, Cole.
No, I'm good. I'm good here.
Thank God I got this $200 bulletproof suit on. Neck and hands seem to be intact.
Where's the notebook with Mickey Cohen's information in it? Ah. Well, that makes it easy.
LAPD copy.
File. We have a traitor in our
Oh.
midst. All of the names on the list have a hit team assigned to them.
They do?
They do not, in fact.
I was going to say, they have locations where they could be found, but they don't have hit teams assigned.
Well, aside from the fact that we've now found 2 separate hit teams.
Well, yes, but...
Cohen is meeting with Sheldon tonight.
Oh, I see what he meant. Okay.
Yep, just gotta quickly check out this hand. Looking at the cuticles.
Yep.
Appears to be intact.
Check for morphine.
Otherwise, there'll be no case.
Ooh. What? Oh, that thing that was mentioned. Okay, okay.
Right.
We have to look at damage limitation. We can't allow that strumpet Brenda Allen to bring down the whole administration.
We've got to put a lid on the press. Can't someone talk to Harry over at the Times?
It's too late. The Times would look ridiculous if we dropped the story now.
Who is this Stoker?
Stoker's a lily-white. Nothing that will fix this in the short term.
My law and order credentials are disappearing as we speak.
Can we get Brenda to leave town?
Yes, we can, but she won't go quietly. Brenda has extensive records.
Can she at least lay low?
That's already been taken care of.
Mayor? District Attorney?
Who is this guy? And what does he want, Horrell?
Name's Roy Earl, detective, administrative vice.
Aren't you one of the clowns that got us into this mess?
Oh, I think that the orders regarding Brenda come down, not up, Mayor. I have a human interest story. It involves a certain LAPD cop, a hero from the war, who has let his beautiful wife and kids down, who has betrayed America for a German junkie horde, who has abandoned his pledge to the LAPD, and his commitment to the public. We all serve. Could be all over the papers by tomorrow, and you would be off the hook.
So what do you want in return, Roy? Fingering a fellow officer?
I'm really surprised by that one. Seems a little spoilery.
Yeah.
Do you suppose that happened like yesterday in this case?
No, I think it happened yesterday because Roy tailed Cole tailing Elsa, and then they split up until the next morning.
And he went and sold him out.
Yep. Didn't need to investigate the other body.
It didn't beep. Oh,
Taking out all the guys from the ship.
Why? How does that get them the dope?
They obviously don't know who has the morphine. They're waiting for someone to crack.
Oh, you see that building?
Crossroads?
Yeah, it just looks really familiar. I'm gonna take a minute and investigate it.
Okay.
I just feel like I've seen it before. I don't know why. Do you get that feeling?
The monument on top looks like the one on top of the Daily Planet.
Oh, maybe that's why.
I don't know. Whoa. What?
One of the bonus items for the game.
Huh.
There's like 60 of these hidden. I found
Fascinating. Okay.
So when you see something cool, you might want to stop and check it out if you care about getting that achievement.
Oh, the building's built like a steamboat.
Yeah, steamboat with the I don't know. Seems kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a cool
Seemed
building.
like worth taking a little detour, and they rewarded us with a little achievement.
Neat.
But there's crime to be fought.
Arguably.
And the music's back.
They're bringing in a lot of dangling threads, and I don't know how they're going to tie them all up satisfactorily in a single case.
What are they bringing in?
Pretty much everything. I think they're kind of cashing in on almost every other plot thread that we have right now.
Between the morphine and the mobsters and Elsa.
Exactly. And the military.
Right.
Oh, just a new landmark?
Yeah, I'm skidding out like crazy, man.
Interesting bug. There's the Roosevelt Hotel. What are you looking for here?
Oh, I wanted to see what that building was.
Oh.
Oh, it's a studio.
Okay.
Interesting. Makeup rooms sorted by hair color. Alright. Fun little factoid. This is Man's Chinese.
Yes.
There's a lot of gunfire going on.
Yeah, is that another audio bug?
Must be. Oh, that's cool. Fire hydrant. Now I think they're legitimately spraying me with bullets.
No good. We need to get closer. Hit him, Cole. Spin him out. I can't hit a target that isn't there, Phelps.
You can't hit one that is either.
I'll try for the tires. Keep your foot down.
I like the palm tree lined streets.
Yeah, that was a cool little finish.
Yeah, spinning them out into the palm tree.
LAPD, put your hands in the air.
The guy had an honest-to-God bandana around his face.
Just like Red Dead Redemption. That way he doesn't get in any trouble.
Ah, good point.
Oof.
Huh. Well, you haven't actually managed to prevent a killing since the bus. That's a oddly timed pop-in.
Yeah, there's a couple of bugs in this case. Considering how pivotal it is, that's a little surprising.
Yeah. Well, the pop-in's everywhere. That appears to be a general graphics engine thing rather than a case-specific.
Yeah, but there's creative ways to solve that, like, I don't know, loading that asset earlier, but...
Mm-hmm. This is where one of the other hits is supposed to take place or something?
Yeah, that LAPD photocopied manifest
Right.
had a couple of addresses listed in it.
So, I don't know who the mole... I mean, I guess we're meant to think Roy, but I don't understand what's in it for him to get that manifest to Mickey Cohen.
No, I'm not thinking it's Roy. I'm thinking it's like just Mickey Cohen probably has all kinds of people on his payroll.
Okay, you don't think we're meant to be discovering exactly who the mole is?
No, I think it's just supposed to tie Mickey to this thing.
Oh,
like only
okay.
Mickey Cohen would have access to LAPD files because
Go
half the
straight to the
LAPD
next
is on his
intersection.
payroll. So we know these are Mickey's goons and not, you know.
But we knew that from the things they were carrying.
Yeah, true. I like the windshield blowing up as part of the cutscene. Cool.
Okay, there's a firefight. that went on a bit longer than it really needed to.
Whoa, cop got right in the line of fire.
Ooh, good shot. Or are you
That's
actually
the
using
sticky
sticky targeting
targeting.
now?
Yeah.
That's fair. They're a long way away. And they did in fact have a kill zone that you could not have gotten closer to.
Kill a cop, and it's the electric chair.
Great scream. Good sound work. Where are we? What?
We're in the post office. Oh, that one's alive.
Tell Courtney. Bad luck.
No strangle wounds.
It was worth a try.
Okay, Cole, can you let him die before you start manipulating the body?
Polar Bear Ice Company. You really did it.
Well, this guy really sold out, Courtney.
Most people
Yep.
never get the chance to be rich. Wouldn't you risk it?
I forget what I was reading, but I was reading something about mobsters, and they actually very rarely will, in the real world, target cops or district attorneys or things like that, because they need to be able to keep them on their payroll. And if they have a reputation for killing cops or DAs, then the other cops or DAs would not join their payroll. So maybe that's why Mickey plays ball with us, as opposed to just like, Cole's getting too close, we should just take him out. So was this one of the goons? I don't remember.
I assume.
Looks like Sheldon is bringing his own fire team with him.
That line of dialogue implies that it wasn't, though.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Nope, wrist checks out.
Juicy, Beckett, Goldrick, Driscoll, these are good guys. Why did they get wrapped up in this thing?
Why haven't you gone to find Courtney?
Because we're saving that for the epic finale.
That's another cool building right
We had
there.
no trouble.
I think I was just thinking that. Looks like it's just a gas station, though.
Might be a hidden vehicle or something.
Yep, right you are.
I don't think this counts as a hidden vehicle, but...
It was a new vehicle.
Yeah.
At least. Getting the all 90 vehicle achievement would be a real bear, I think.
Even with the map, it's a huge city.
Yeah.
You can drive.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why the...
What?
I don't know why the Hollywood police station isn't grayed out yet. Struck through yet. There's nothing else there, I don't think. But
Maybe
obviously
if
we're
you
supposed to
go,
to the
you'll
meeting
find
for
out
it.
what you're supposed to go there for. Are you just not doing that, though?
I'm going to the meeting place. It seems urgent.
This isn't looking good. I feel like the fat kid at the back of a race.
You sure
Yeah.
it's Cohen making the hits?
All fingers point his way. Your buddies are in way over their heads. Being a Marine doesn't
is
mean
true.
shit out here.
So is Cohen killing all of them except Sheldon to get to Sheldon?
Yeah, could be.
Because he wants the morphine.
So, has this happened before or after the scene we saw here?
Oh, interesting. Maybe this is the scene we saw here.
All right, let's kill these rat bastards.
No, I don't remember that scene going this way. Must be after. The first one wasn't a firefight.
Huh.
Keep moving.
It looks like the same place.
On the roof, Cole. Nail him.
It does, yeah.
How long do you think you can hold out?
I'm a little bloody.
They're making a run for it after them.
Ooh, maybe Roy will die.
That's one way to end the Vice test.
Ooh, well done.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a much better victory animation than the pistol.
Car 11 King.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Hey, Courtney Sheldon is
Oh,
at
here we
Hollywood
go.
Station requesting an interview with Detective Cole Phelps.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's not correct protocol, 11K. I'll take that as a roger.
Car 11 King en route.
You know the way.
Okay.
Drive.
That was
Where are we
convenient.
going?
Think he would have been there if we had gone there?
I don't know. Maybe not. This works. Maybe now there's 2 clues waiting for us at the station.
Roy, in my office, if you please.
I'm working a major case. I'm not close, Cap. It's gonna have to
Let
wait.
Phelps do the interrogation.
But Cap,
No buts. This is more important.
Interesting. I wonder if that ties into the newspaper cutscene from earlier.
I'm not gonna ask.
Certainly appears to.
That captain does not seem like the sort of guy who'd be even remotely okay with selling out coal if he knew that was happening.
Is this your attorney?
No, detective. This is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He came down here to help me out.
How do you do, sir? You stole the morphine from the Coolidge.
You can't prove that.
Let's see if I can try. And what is your relationship to Sheldon, sir?
Tutor, mentor. Mr. Sheldon is a medical student of mine. He has a very bright future.
Oh, that's nice to know. Too bad all of your war buddies
Then
won't
get out of the
see you
interrogation room.
I would have asked
If you're not an
Beckett
attorney.
or Majewski or Driscoll about their involvement, but that's difficult, considering they're all dead. It leaves you, Sheldon.
You can't blame their deaths on me, Phelps.
You're lying, Courtney. The other guys aren't smart enough to attempt something like this. You either give it up, or I go after Jack for it.
And how do you prove that, Cole?
Well, how do you prove that, actually?
The confession, the dying man.
Oh, okay, yeah. Did you figure that out while you were playing or only in retrospect?
Probably in retrospect.
We know about your showdown.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
Shooter's Notebook.
We found notes on your guys.
That was a tricky
I
one.
guess that works
Cohen
too.
is hitting our old. He believes we have the morphine. I told him that we don't have it. And that's the truth. Isn't it, Doc?
I believe Mr. Sheldon. I think he's telling the truth, detective.
Remind me why you're here again?
God, he is such a terrible character witness.
Yes, that's correct.
So you had opportunity.
But it doesn't mean that I was involved.
We've seen the
So you don't mind
flashbacks.
that the mob executed McGoldrick, Driscoll, and Beckett to get to you?
I don't know why you're trying to pin this on me. Where's your proof?
Is this now Beckett's confession?
Yeah, it must be.
Beckett had a message for you before he died. Bad luck. It was worth a try.
I feel bad about Beckett, Phelps. He was a hard charger. Those guys deserve more. I don't blame them for taking their shot.
Have you finished, Detective?
I'm just getting started.
You're not his attorney.
You have an answer for everything, Courtney. Let's hope Jack does, because now I'm going after him. Is there anyone you're not prepared to sacrifice?
Jack is not in this. He's a good guy.
You or Jack, Courtney. I don't care who goes to jail. I just want the morphine off the street.
What are you offering, Cole?
Don't be ridiculous, son. This man is gambling.
What's your offer?
Doctor, good to see you.
I'm conducting an investigation.
Upstairs in my office, now.
This man is about to confess.
As of now, you're suspended from duty, pending a fitness review.
What are you talking about?
You heard the man, Phelps. Upstairs and face the music like the hero you
Violin.
You certainly had us fooled.
So what, they all get away?
Phelps, you're one of my favorite sons. You've broken this old man's heart.
What is going on here?
You're suspended, Phelps. Hand over your badge and gun.
Don't keep him waiting.
What is going on here?
Your wife's attorney has pictures of you and the German. Compromising pictures, lad.
She's pressing charges. You'll be formally charged with adultery. A criminal cannot serve as an LAPD officer, as I'm sure you're aware.
I don't understand.
How could you do it, lad? Your wife, your children, consorting with the enemy and a dope fiend at that. You're lucky the war is over. You'd be taken out and shot. The department doesn't need this kind of publicity, Phelps. Hand over the gun, keep your head down until your board hearing. I forbid you to make any comments to the press. What the hell were you thinking?
Imagine if we hadn't found the newspaper. This would be a very different feeling cutscene.
Yep. It was a pretty obvious newspaper, though.
Marie, listen, Marie, I need to explain.
Please leave. You're upsetting the girls.
Let me see them, Marie. They're my daughters.
Go to her, Cole. You have done enough damage here. Do you want me to call the police?
For God's sake, Marie, can't we at least talk?
What is there to talk about? Do you love her? Do you? What were you thinking? What about our children? Can you imagine what this has been like for them? Go away, Cole. My father has hired an attorney and you will be hearing from him.
I'd like to explain, Marie. I'd like to tell you what I've been going through.
What you've been going through. I have had reporters camped out on the front lawn all morning. I can't stand it, Cole.
I guess that explains what he did when he was in with Elsa.
I was hoping he was entirely set up, but...
You don't have a gun. There's no innocent party in that, though.
No.
I mean, they're using him as a cover-up, and also he did a terrible thing.
Yep. I was hoping he hadn't actually done what they were heavily suggesting, but not outright saying he had done.
Still no dialogue. Weird.
Yep. Huh.
Your actions have earned you a demotion.
Huh.
Wilshire Division 7.
Wow. I'm really interested in this game now. On the one hand, that's kind of awful. On the other hand, I'm really, really interested to see where they carry the story. I was not expecting that dramatic a twist.
Yeah, they were sort of leading you to believe that every single story thread was going to be resolved.
Yeah.
But instead, all they did was introduce every single story thread to Cole. So they brought them all together, but they haven't done anything to resolve them.
But the problem is he still did screw up in the way that's actually, like, significant. Like, even if he can prove the connection between all the other elements and, demonstrate that someone else made his mistakes public for ulterior motives, he still made the damn mistakes. And
Yeah, I'm trying to think of if that's the correct noir approach. Like, should he have strictly been set up, or is this slightly more complex, dramatic twist actually what we would expect from a noir piece?
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm not enough of a noir expert to judge, but it certainly feels like it feels fitting to have a fall from grace about 3/4 of the way through the story arc, whether it's in a noir film or here.
Yeah. Hey, at least they're not going, deep noir and having the fall from grace be the finale.
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool.
Man, I would not be able to put down the controller if I were playing right now.
Well, sorry for our viewers. You've got a couple days to wait.
Yep. Interesting. Oh, one final note, because there didn't really seem to be any appropriate moment to mention this, but give me your badge and your gun is exclusively a trope of police fiction. Not only is that, like, not actually a thing even slightly in real police procedure, but there are some hysterical YouTube compilation videos out there of, like, 300 give me your badge and your gun variations from different films and television.
Huh. That's funny.
It's always that line or a variant thereof.
Yep. Okay.
That sure was a case.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. And we're finished with Vice, and we're finished with Roy.
Yeah,
he turned out to be an asshole after all.
Yep.
He betrayed us.
One last thing to say. That was pretty total.
We're totally done.
Yep.